Hey, grab out your notes, pen and highlighter so that you can write on Meiosis introduction. It's 5.3. Make sure you're following along and paying attention. This one's not so bad, I don't think. I think it's a little bit shorter than the last two, so you'll be glad. Heredity, all that is what you get from your parents. You inherited. My mom likes to take trips and spend her money, which is her money. But I always joke with her and tell her that she's spending my inheritance. She's spending her money that she saved for me. No, I'm just kidding. But inheritance is like heredity. So heredity is the transformation of traits from mom and dad to the next generation. So from parent to offspring. So it's going to be DNA, though, not money in the case I was joking about. So heredity is the transferring of DNA. Okay, and then genetics is really just the study of that. And so you can kind of see, I threw that picture in there just to kind of look and see the couples and their offspring. So genetics is the study of heredity. It says the science that deals with the transmission of information in the form of DNA. It can range from studying how traits are passed from one generation to the next or identifying the DNA segments. This field has a tremendous impact on society as a whole. Such things as cloning, to new medicines, to making bacteria and yeast. So genetics has tons of different branches. Okay, so there's, this is a picture of an egg. So the big round part is an egg. And you can see the sperm all over it. So all those little white things are lighter. That's the sperm attaching to the egg. So it just says mom and dad's DNA is the contribution. So that's how you get the DNA. The DNA to make the offspring. Okay. Okay, so just remember, and I want you to draw this out somewhere. DNA is made out of nucleotides, right? So we know that. Nucleotides make up DNA. Well, a bunch of DNA makes up, there we go. A bunch of DNA is going to make up chromatin or chromosomes. Chromatin is loosely coiled. And chromosomes are tightly coiled, right? Now remember that? Okay, so when you look at a chromosome, which we're going to draw like this, it's tightly coiled DNA. Okay, so a part of that DNA, a segment of that DNA. So let's just say just this part right here. That's a gene to make eye color. You have an eye color gene from mom and one from dad. So that's where your alleles come from. So this is an allele and this is an allele. So a gene is a segment of DNA that actually codes for a protein. So it's like this one is insulin. And this one is, we'll say, collagen. And people actually know, like on chromosome number 1, this gene does this. So someone figured that out. Someone with a lot of spare time. Okay, so a gene is a unit of hereditary information in the form of DNA. Most genes code for a protein or an enzyme. And that's what DNA is. It's the instructions to make proteins, right? But you already know that. DNA makes proteins. Okay, so if you look here, this is a picture of a female genome. It just says female, and I can tell that because there are 2 X's and there are no Y's. Right, there's not any Y's down there. And this is a karyotype. It's a picture of someone's chromosomes lined up. So you have 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s. So you have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs. And this last set determines whether you're a girl or a boy. But genome refers to all the DNA in your body. So all the DNA in every cell. And you have the same DNA in every single cell. I know I've said that, but I just think that's so neat. All the DNA within the cell, like it's kind of like your recipe book. And every cell has the same recipe book. Half of the DNA comes from the mom, of course, and half of the DNA comes from the dad. Therefore, a half plus a half equals 2 halves, which would equal an organism. So you got half from your mom and half from your dad, which made all of you. Let's talk about the difference in diploid and haploid real quick. Diploid is where chromosomes are in pairs. Chromosomes in pairs. Example, we have 23 pairs in all our somatic cells. Haploid cells, however, have chromosomes not in pairs, so single. Chromosomes, of course. So 23 total. Okay, and then the locus, that's just the location. Like this location, chromosome number 6, that's going to be the shape of your big toe. And this one is going to be insulin and, you know, so the shape, the actual location of it. Okay, sexual versus asexual. Come on, you didn't have to get to high school to figure this out. If it's asexual, it's without sex. If it's sexual, it includes sex. Okay, so there's your locus. It's showing on a fly. Okay, asexual is what we're starting with. Without sex, only one parent, an identical clone. And so think about a flower, and you probably learned this in elementary school. When a flower can pollinate itself, then that's self-pollination. And that's asexual. It's like that flower makes little clones. Okay, the good things are that it can be fast. You don't have to have a mate. The bad things are if it's identical, there's not going to be any differences. And we'll talk about that. Look at this picture. And what it is, it's kind of like a jellyfish, but it's not a jellyfish. It's the polyp form of a cnidarian. That's what this animal is. But that's not what's important. But you can see right here, it's budding. And what that means is it's growing a little clone. It would be like if you got a little knot on your arm and you popped out, another one of you. That's what this is. It's called budding, and it's asexual reproduction. Okay, with sexual reproduction, it's like all animals can do this. Now, some animals do asexual also, but all animals can do sexual. Sperm and egg go together, make a baby. Okay, let's look real quick at benefits and disadvantages. So I want you to flip over your notes and draw this on the back. Asexual versus sexual. Okay, I don't have room for that. But you do. Just finish out what you're drawing. Benefits, disadvantages. Okay, so look here. What's the good thing about asexual reproduction? Think for a second. What's the good thing about it? It's fast, isn't it? Yeah, read through your notes and fill this out. It's fast. The disadvantages are going to be that there's no variation. What if I talked everybody at Trustful High School, let's say that, into being a neurologist? That's a brain surgeon or a brain doctor. Would that be good? I mean, it's great to be a neurologist, right? But no, that wouldn't be good. There wouldn't be enough jobs. You can't all be neurologists. So some of you need to be something else, right? So variation is good. Some of you need to be cardiologists, which would be a heart doctor. And some of you need to work at Target so that I can go to Target and shop. So variation is important for a population, not just in jobs, but in DNA. If we all had the same DNA, then we would probably all get the same type of cancer, or, we would all have the same shortcomings. Okay, sexual reproduction, the disadvantage is that it's longer. You got to find a mate. Girls, how long are you going to spend finding the one? Take a long time, be choosy. Forever's a long time. So it takes a long time to find the one, and then it takes a long time to make a baby with the one. So it takes longer. More energy here. With sexual reproduction, the benefit is that there's variation. Change is good. Variation in DNA is very good. Very, very, very good. Okay, so make sure you know this table tomorrow and the words at the top: heredity, genetics, gene, genome, and locus. I hope this was helpful.